G'day folks, welcome back to another update for natural gas. Now, we had some volatility in the past few days before the weekend, and today's no different. It's actually pulled back to some key support areas. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel. But first, looking at some the outlook for natural gas. As of today, to January the 6th, 2025, natural gas prices have experienced significant volatility influenced by seasonal demand fluctuations, high inventory levels, and geopolitical factors. Leveraged ETFs like ProShares Ultra Bloomberg Natural Gas (BOIL) and KOLD offer investors opportunity to capitalize on these price movements, with BOIL providing 2 times daily long exposure and KOLD offering 2 times daily inverse exposure to natural gas futures. The United States Natural Gas Fund (UNG) tracks the daily price movements of natural gas. Investors should exercise caution with these instruments due to their inherent volatility and the potential for significant losses, especially over extended holding periods. AI's impact on natural gas demand. The rapid expansion of AI technologies has led to a substantial increase in data center construction and energy consumption. Data centers, particularly those supporting AI workloads, are projected to consume 11.7% of total US power demand by 2030, up from 3.7% in 2023. This surge is expected to drive an additional demand of over 3 billion cubic feet per day of natural gas for power generation by the end of the decade, highlighting the growing intersection between AI development and energy resource utilization. So first look at the natural gas price. So we always start with the longer term trends. Here we've got the monthly, the weekly and the daily. So on the monthly, we've got the price broken above its moving averages, and also the CCI 150 above its respective moving averages, giving us a bullish signal on the monthly. And for those new to the channel, these indicators are available in the description below. There's a video link there to reference and learn how to draw those on your own charting software. On the weekly, likewise, it's been bullish now since around September last year, 2024. Likewise, on the price on the weekly is also bullish. So bullish movement on the weekly. However, just be careful on the daily. We've had some volatility. Now, it's a bit busy here, but we've had some, the CCI is broken below the moving averages, giving us a bearish outlook with that big bearish candle last week. And it's actually come down and bounced off this ascending diagonal trend line on the daily. And you can see there, it's actually bounced off that, and now it's in this above this trend line. As I said, it's moving towards this resistance up here at 35.70, the minor resistance, and the major resistance at 36.34. Now, if we go to the intraday chart, we only trade, if you're trading on the intraday, we go in a direction of the higher time frame. So if you're trading on the intraday, we go short only because of this bearish outlook with the CCI broken below the moving averages. So that would have entered your first trade. Possibly that would have been a bit risky to go short there because you're still in that moving average range on the daily, and it could have done that. It could have actually bounced out of that. Of course, there's no guarantee. You can see there it poked its nose below that moving average and it bounced. But this time it's actually broken through on the daily. So again, we would have been wise to go short at that period when the CCI broke below, and that was near the breakout there on the daily. So you would have gone short in one of those little candles there, and you would have closed it out when that CCI broke into that moving average range on that green candle on that ascending diagonal trend line. You can see there it just touched that moving average range. So you would have been wise to take your profits there. Now in this case, actually it gapped up in the next few hours into that moving average range on the price, and also the CCI is broken up through that moving average on the CCI, giving us a bullish signal. So at the moment, wait for that to break to the downside again to go short in line with the daily. Alternatively, if this starts rising, and it may do so, you want to wait until this breaks above the moving average range on the daily to go long. For BOIL on the monthly, it's still below its moving average on the price. There is no CCI for it, which gives us a bearish outlook on the monthly. On the weekly, it's also bearish on the price, although it's actually broken above that moving average range, and the CCI is giving us a bullish divergence. You can see there are higher lows on the CCI versus lower lows on the price. Now, I wouldn't go long yet on this one. I'd like to see it break a lot higher, and for these moving averages to start really trending higher. That almost did it there. I'd like to see these have a wider gap in that moving average on an upswing to be more confident. At the moment, they're still trending down, so just be careful of going along too early on the weekly. On the daily, it's already broken above those moving averages, although notice we've actually broken into that moving average range at the moment, giving us a neutral signal. And if I zoom in on the daily, you can see there, it did go short back here, broke above higher there. You would have been wise to take some long positions during one of those periods. Notice there it's actually skimmed across the top of that moving average range, and you would have closed it. Had you gone long on that candle there, you would have closed it out at the close of that candle there on the daily. So you would have had a small little gain there. So if you're going to go on long there to the close of that one, that's a 8% gain in 14 days. This is the daily. Now if we go to the intraday chart, remember we only trade in the direction of the higher time frames. So at the moment, avoid going long or short. The daily is giving us a neutral signal, even though the hourly is going short. Again, it's always a bit risky to go too early, too soon. Now what it's done here, I did draw again, it's a bit busy here. Let me get rid of this Fibonacci. There was a Fibonacci extension here. You can see there. Now on our last video, it broke at the 123% level when as high as there. Now since then, it's actually gone up near the 200% level and it's retraced back down there. Now it's approaching this diagonal ascending trend line, and it may fall a bit further possibly with this downswing. So again, avoid going short yet because we may see a bounce here. So again, this could bounce out of that on the daily. So just be careful about going short at this point. I'd avoid trading this one at the moment until I see more definitive movement on the daily to then be able to trade on the hourly or any intraday time frame. So for KOLD, there's no CCI for it on the monthly. It's actually broken into that moving average range on the price chart, giving us a neutral signal, just hovering in that neutral moving average range at the moment on the monthly. On the weekly, we did have a bullish divergence back here since the start of 2022, and then the price bounce. And that's what I want to see. I want to see for BOIL, I want to see that those moving averages turn up like this to be more confident and go long. So that's done quite nicely. That was a bullish move on the CCI along with the price. And at the moment, it's actually broken below that moving average range on the price, and also the fresh breakout to the downside of the CCI on the weekly. On the daily, again, it's been bearish now, so you would have been going short on that little period, and you'd be closing it out at this point right now on that candle. It's actually touching that moving average range. So if you went short at that point, let me just draw you would have gained about just under 19% on that in 15 days. So that would have been a nice little bearish move for you. Now if we go to the intraday chart, again going short only, you would have taken only short trades. Now here I've drawn a Fibonacci extension. Up to our last video, it actually fell down to 161% extension, and it's bounced out from there, up from there. Now I haven't got any diagonal trend lines here, but I do have this minor, what was a support previously is now a resistance at 51.80. So we may see it actually pause somewhere near there. So again, cautiously, I wouldn't be going long until I saw more definitive move to the upside on the daily on this one. So avoid trading on the intraday on this. And lastly, for UNG, it's bullish on the monthly on the CCI, although the price is still somewhat bearish. Again, I'd like to see this break above that moving average range to be more confident on going long on the higher time frames. On the weekly, we did have a bullish divergence back here, and that did actually continue. We started seeing more upward movement on the CCI, and eventually we're starting to see now an upward movement on the price chart as well. But again, be careful. I'd like to see this start to trend higher and show a wider gap in an upward trajectory on the moving averages of the price chart to be more confident. And on the daily for UNG, you can see there it broke through that previous resistance at 1678, then it bounced back down again, coming towards this moving average range on the price. You'll notice here it's actually broken into that moving average range on the CCI. So had you gone long, similar to KOLD and BOIL, had you gone long on that one there, you would have closed it out on that little, at the end of that candle on that day there. So that's, at the moment, neutral positioning on the daily. Now on the intraday, avoid going long or short because that daily is giving us a neutral signal. But at the moment, you can see there it's actually broken above. I drew a Fibonacci extension, went up to the 200% level, and it's bounced back down now to towards this diagonal ascending trend line on the 1 hour time frame. So at the moment, it's bearish on the 1 hour, but again, just careful. I'd like to see this break a lot lower to continue that bearish move, or alternatively, bounce out of that range to then start going long. To support the channel more, hit that like and subscribe button and share the video. For added benefits and the cost of a coffee, consider subscribing to the Patreon page where we look at weekly scans of bullish trending shares and insider trades that may have occurred. Thanks again and see you in the next video.